This is a John Deere 2032R. It's a 2017 model, and it has the fender mounted fuel tank. The problem is, because the fuel tank is here, on these machines, John Deere located the first or initial fuel filter under the floorboard. Now, as you can see, I've got a heating pad on mine, and that's what this video is about. This fuel filter is very conveniently located for you to change it. On this particular tractor, you don't have to shut off the fuel. You just reach in there, spin it off, spin a new one on. Of course, in mine, you have to take this off. The problem, however, is that this is not near the engine, which means it does not receive any ambient heat from the engine. So what will happen is that a lot of times a tractor will start up fine in really cold temps, like 5 Fahrenheit or below, and it will run for a while, and then it will just die. Why? Because that fuel filter will get clogged up. Now see, this is the fine fuel filter, and this actually gets heat from the engine. So this will not clog up because it's right here. Same thing with the water filter screen on the other side, water separator rather. Now, diesel fuel is eventually heated, so if you have this thing in a garage that's heated and you run it for a while, hopefully don't die of carbon monoxide poisoning, but if you run it for a while, eventually the diesel fuel gets hot enough that you can go out there and work for a long time in freezing temps, well, very freezing temps, without any problems. But my tractor lives in one of these tents, so it is always at ambient temperature. So what I did was I bought one of these pad heaters. Okay, I attached it to this fuel filter, and then I ran this wire back here where I can either, and this is an AC heater, so I have an inverter in here that runs off of the tractor battery, so I could turn this on, and right now it will start heating. Of course, I don't want that because it's not that cold out, plus it'll run down my battery. Or I could unplug it from here, and it's long enough that I could plug it into, I have AC power in there, so I can plug it in there, let's say overnight or a few hours before I use the tractor, along with the transmission heater, transmission oil heater, and the block heater that I have installed in this thing. And then I start it up, I connect the wire here instead, and I go about my business. So what's happened when it was really cold, I think it was minus 15 Fahrenheit last year, and it was so cold that this heater couldn't keep up. So what would happen is the tractor started, I went out and I was using a snow blower at the time. I have a 64-inch rear snow blower, which this 2032R handles very, very well. But it would run for about 2 or 3 minutes, then it would start to die because the filter would get clogged up with the gelled frozen fuel. And then I would sit there for maybe a minute or two, just let it idle. Would less fuel flow, the heater would heat up again, and I could go. So I would 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. The point is that I was able to continue to work. So one thing that people told me last year was that, well, you must have water in your fuel or something, or you must have bad fuel. Well, I got winter diesel and I treated it with Howes. I picked it up at a reputable station. I think it was Marabito or Speedway, or one of the ones that the truckers go to around here. And still, this problem happened. I don't think it's a problem with the fuel. I think it's a problem with the filter. The filter's too fine, and anti-gel basically makes the separated paraffin wax able to pass through the filter. But maybe this one just couldn't handle the treated paraffin wax and then the thicker fuel. It just got clogged up. So when it warmed up, it started flowing right away. Another thing I heard was, oh, there's water in your fuel, then that has to be it. It's freezing and clogging the filter. And no, that's not the case. This is my little O-ring, the thing that floats. As you can see, it's sitting well on the bottom. There's no water in here. There's never been any water in there. I've tried to drain it. Water has never come out. I used to keep my fuel tank full back when I had these problems. This year, I've actually not kept it full because I didn't want to fill it with winter diesel, because I probably won't use an entire, this is a very, very fuel efficient tractor. I probably wouldn't use an entire fuel tank's worth in the winter, so I don't want to run it in the summer with that stuff if I don't have to. And I've had the tank maybe less than half full all winter. It's been, you know, hot, cold, hot, cold. This is, it's a very crazy winter. It's, you know, down to 0 F and then 40 something the next day. Never a drop of water. So this whole condensation issue, I don't know how it works or why people say it's a problem. Like I said, I've never had any water in the fuel at all. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope this helps. If you have that sort of filter, unfortunately, if you have one of the little ones, like on the 1025R or maybe the 2025R, those little plastic ones, you can't really heat those. So, and they're not very easy to take off. I had a 1025R before this, and it was a giant pain in the butt. Same problem, you know, it gets cold, doesn't want to pass through. Maybe relocate it to the engine bay. That might be a solution. But for this one, it's hard to relocate, and fortunately, you can heat it, so hope this helps. Thank you for watching.